Well, hello again there, YouTube. This is Target Individual Jeff from Southeast Missouri again. I wanted to put a little one here about Labor Day weekend 2015 here in Southeast Missouri where I live. You can ride your four-wheelers here in the rural area on the gravel roads and stuff like that. So sometimes 2015 we didn't have electricity. We turned our electricity off because of electronic harassment. We thought that might make a difference or something like that. It didn't, but anyway, I do things like ride over here to a little store about 3 miles on my four wheeler and get ice for our cooler quite often. And Saturday night of Labor Day weekend 2015, I was going to go over there and get my ice and stuff and started down the road. And I seen down here to the west of the house the perps we got down there that always gives me trouble. Had a bunch of lights and stuff in their yard, so I come back home and got my camera and my tape recorder, digital tape recorder, was prepared, and I went back that way. And then a pickup come down the road out of the driveway down there and met me, almost run me off the side of the road. So I stopped there, alarmed at what they was doing, and they rolled down the window and hollered at me and stuff. And I asked them who they was, and they wouldn't tell me. Said it wasn't none of their business and all that stuff. And they told me to turn around and go back home. And then they got out of the pickup, and the man, he come around to the left of me in the dark, and I didn't even know he was there. And the woman come up in front of the four wheeler, and she went to screaming to turn around and go back home. And I said, no, I'm going to the store. I'm going that way. And then the man was standing over here, and we kept arguing like that for a while. No, I'm going to the store. No, you're going to go turn around and go back home and stay there. I got this on digital tape recorder. And so eventually I tried to go on, and the man grabbed my arm and tried to drag me off the four wheeler, jerked my camera out of my hand whenever he did that. And I guess they stomped my camera into the gravel after I got gone. So anyway, I go over there, on around to a neighbor's house and called the police. And come back around the road a little way, waiting on the police to come, and they never did come. So finally, I come on back to the house. I could see lights in my yard a long ways before I got here. And then I got hit. This microwaved the crap out of me about half a mile before I got here to the house. And it's like I lost it. Like it took me felt like it took me half an hour to go 100 yards or something like that. That's the way I felt. Anyway, I come on to the yard, had two highway patrolmen and three county cops here. And of course, first thing I asked them, why didn't you come on down there? Where did the thing happen at? And they said, oh, we just thought we would just wait here. And all they wanted to do, just like interrogate me, and what kind of lights do you have since you don't have electricity? Of course, we had solar lamps. And that they was always hitting the solar lamps and putting the battery acid and stuff out of the solar lamps into my right eye. And it seemed like that they knew that maybe, possibly, or something like that. But then later on, my mom told me that when they got here, one of them run over into the neighbor's yard here and turned his electronic eavesdropping harassment device off. For a while that they talked to me, and this neighbor lives just right next door to our house. So then I asked them, well, can I press charges or whatever for the camera? The one cop went and got the camera and come back. It was all smashed and all that. And so I asked him what I could do. He said, well, you could press charges. I said, I'll do that then. He said, well, we'd need the camera for evidence. I said, okay, but I'll keep the memory card. And he said, oh, no, we need the memory card too. And I said, no, I'll just make a civil case out of it then, because my memory card's got lots of stuff that I need that I don't want people to see. So anyway, the next day, I decided that we're going to need another camera, so I went to Walmart to get another camera and took that memory card to see if the pictures and stuff was still on it. And it was. Of course, I was harassed at the store, at the Walmart store, like everybody is. And then I come back home. I get my new camera and put a new memory card in it, and I go out the front door of the house to check it out. My neighbor was gone whenever I got back home from the Walmart store. But then whenever I went out front to check on my new camera, his car was there. I looked to see. Then I come back in the house and I was going to put the old memory card in my camera and look at those pictures again, and it was gone. I reached on the table with my right hand to where the memory card was at, and like a white smoke come off the table and went right onto my right hand. And then I could smell chemicals, and then I had a pair of house shoes sitting by the back door, and I picked them up, and I could smell chemicals in them. Then I opened up the cooler that we had on the table, and it had a bunch of melted ice in it, and I could smell the chemicals in the cooler. So they stole the memory, and then I went back out the back door, and then the neighbor was gone then. So sprayed chemicals in my shoes, my cooler, and on my table. And because of my implants in my hands, they can hit chemicals and put them on to my hand. As strange as that sounds. And you can see where they, somewhere covertly, they put microchips in both hands, just like you see on the internet, how people put them in their hands right there. I got one in each hand, and plus a bunch more. So anyway, I just wanted to put this on here. I'm going to link some more together. But now it's December 2017. After that, I wound up going to jail. I wound up going to a mental hospital for the drugging and the poisoning and the microwaving and harassment and everything that happened to us. And come back home. I've been back home since April here 2017, and the harassment's worse now than it was before I left. I'm sick. My mother's 85 years old. They torture her. They bombard her with microwaves. They shoot visions and force dreams into her like they do a lot of us, and just like they do me. But anyway, I just wanted to add, on a Labor Day weekend in a rural area like this, on a Saturday night, 5 cops ain't got nothing better to do than come hang out in my front yard to start with. And then, like a week later, then a pickup was going back and forth in front of her house, scoping her house out and stuff like that. And I walked out on the front porch just to look, and that guy got out of his pickup, sitting out in the road, and he changed from his shoes to a pair of rubber boots that he had in the back of his pickup truck. And then he come turning his head around backwards, come stomping up here on my front porch like he wanted to fight, demanding to know my name. Had his cell phone stuck out in front of him. And I, like the other people, I said, "Who are you?" He said, "No, don't worry about who I am. What's your name?" And I said, "None of your business. I'll call the police." He said, "I don't care. Go ahead. I'm a highway patrolman's son." And I said, "Okay, I will." And then I called the police, and it's like with the memory card. After they stole the memory card and sprayed the stuff on the table, I called the county sheriff, and he wouldn't come. So since he wouldn't come, I called the highway patrol, Troop E at Poplar Bluff, Missouri. They said they couldn't come because the sheriff wouldn't come. The only thing I could do was call the commissioners. Well, like I said, I was sick now. And then less than a month later, then I'm on my way to jail. But anyway, make a long story short still, the highway patrolman's boy went down to the crossroads and sat there like an hour, and the police never did come, so I called them back on that situation, and they said they're not going to respond. So the highway patrolman's son ran up and down Levy behind their house here for a month after that, shooting green laser dots off her screen window over a kitchen sink. And we had the windows open at the time quite a bit, and smelled chemicals all around the kitchen sink and all around the stove and all that kind of stuff. And still to this day, he's riding around here with his RFID reading equipment and stuff, popping soda bottles or water bottles or groceries or belongings. And like I said in the other video, RFID here in the rural area is a big deal here with their electronic harassment. They walk around your house while you're sleeping, RFID everything in your house, and then they download those codes into a computer program, RFID program. It's linked to satellite or whatever, and then they can ping every RFID you got, like your flashlight or your cell phone or anything that you got, go pop, pop. And they actually put battery acid and mercury out of my cell phone screen right into my right eye. Everything's targeting my right eye all the time because of what's in my right eye. And then after they do that, then they microwave my head in bed or wherever later. And that saturates all the chemicals and the battery acid and mercury and stuff. Just cooks it on in. And pretty wild stuff here going on here in southeast Missouri. So I just wanted to add that. I'm going to be linking some more together. I'm going to put together what's happened here for 8 years since November 29th, 2009 till right up until Christmas time here 2017. And it'll blow everybody's mind, all the key points of what happens here.